On today's episode of SEO Lunch, learn all about the HTML sitemap, why you should use it, and where to put it. Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of SEO Lunch. I'm your host, Dan, and SEO Lunch is your weekly look at the latest and greatest inbound marketing tips, search engine optimization tricks, and other elements to improve your website. As always, folks, this is brought to you by our wonderful Embrace WP service. Embrace WP is your place to go for month-by-month support of your website. We handle everything from plugin and theme recommendations, other WordPress questions, all the way to one-on-one consulting and SEO audits for your business. Check it out today at embracewp.com. What we're talking about today is the sitemap. And not the sitemap that you might be familiar with, because you're going to say, well, you're using, WordPress, and WordPress already generates sitemaps. It's actually one of the reasons why we recommend WordPress, is that WordPress generates what's called an XML sitemap, which is really good for Google and for their robots and for ranking your website on search results pages. But there's another sitemap that isn't as often talked about and regarded, and it's a huge and crucial element to your website. It really does help. And what that is that's called an HTML sitemap. So instead of the sitemap, we have the sitemap. And what this does is it basically takes all of your pages. So if I have a home page, an about page, maybe it's a restaurant, so the menu and the lunch menu and the dinner menu, and it takes it all down the page and it categorizes it all, so it's very easy to use. I highly recommend creating it, and there's a few different things you can do with the HTML sitemap. So why would you make an HTML sitemap? Well, for starters, it's another page on your website that has internal links to all of your pages, which is always good for SEO. The more internal links, as long as there aren't too many, the better for your website, so this helps here. The other thing is it's really great for accessibility purposes and anything else that would be able to better guide people through your website. So you might see this in the footer is a really good place to put it. It might say map of the site or accessibility, any different options like that, where people can go in and they can just see your pages. So if they're not comfortable with your navigation, things like that, they don't like the way it's laid out, or it's hard for them to read, or it's difficult, you have that just very rigid layout of your website to guide people. Now, most people will say, well, then you should be designing your website to be easy to read and easy to use. I will totally agree with you on that one. But what I will tell you is there's another really great way and a really great place to put the HTML sitemap, and that's the 404 error page. Simply put, you might get yourself in an opportunity or in a situation where somebody links to your site, or you link to your page on your site, and then you take it down and it generates a 404 error. Somebody's looking for an about page, but your /about isn't /about, it's /about-us. So when somebody goes there and tries to find it, it takes you to a 404 error page. Well, what putting the HTML sitemap does for you on that error page is it allows that person to say, well, I messed up, or this took me to the wrong spot, but here are all of these options that I have, all of these places I can go. So if I was looking for an about page, for example, I can say, okay, here's the link that says about. Let me click on this one, and it will take me to the proper place. So it's always really, really good to have on your website for those reasons. Thank you guys so much for listening today. If you have any comments about HTML sitemaps, need more help generating one, or want to do an SEO audit of your website, please feel free to contact us at embracewp.com/contact, where you can check out our pricing plans at /pricing-plans. As always, folks, we're looking to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're a third of the way there, which is great. You can go right over here to that good old subscribe button and subscribe to us on YouTube, or subscribe to us at slocumstudio.com/subscribe for this and more newsletters as they come to you. Thank you so much.